Good afternoon. My name's Antony Odell. I'm the CEO of Echopoint Medical. I'll come clean now. I'm English, so that's no accent defect there. And I'm here to talk about something very, very serious, women and heart disease. Everyone kind of thinks about gender-based medicine as something new. This is a time cover from August 2003, which is talking about the seriousness and the impact of disease, and in women in particular. And I'm here to talk about our solution to one of these aspects of these diseases, which is the ICOR system. Just very quickly, we have a very experienced, seasoned medtech team. We were very pleased to welcome Nancy Briefs, our Boston-based chairperson. She's a serial entrepreneur and a woman's health advocate. And the rest of the team have multiple experiences in terms of big corporate, small venture, and Malcolm Finley is one of our clever guys, I call him, the consultant cardiologist who actually was one of the inventors of the technology. Our three supporting VCs, Park Cork and Albion, and UCLB, which is where the university IP came from. So we spun out from University College London. We now have offices in both London and in the United States. And we have essentially completed a number of major milestones. A successful first in human, we've established our path to market here in the United States, and we're looking to get a market entry in next year. So what's the challenge we're facing? What's the challenge women are facing in terms of dealing with chronic coronary syndrome? And it's about lack of oxygen to the heart. And it comes around the fact that problems in microcirculation are often underdiagnosed or often even ignored. Diagnosis currently is complex. The current testing here in the US is inaccurate and it is very operator dependent. We aim to change that because in NOCA, ischemia with no obstruction in major coronary arteries is a major disease state and a major issue that the patient is facing. So, why is this important? Well, women don't have heart attacks in the same way as men. They present differently. And I won't go through all the symptoms here, but essentially, women are 4 times more likely to present with an OCA than men. So women typically go into the hospital with heart pain. Nothing major wrong with their major vessels, and they then cycle back out of the healthcare system and they're back into it. So they are in this kind of merry-go-round of non-treatment and non-addressing of the issue that they have. So, what's the state of the art right now in terms of the way these patients are treated? Well, one of the problems has been classifying these patients. You know, what types of disease states do they represent? And there was a major milestone from the European Society of Cardiology last September where they started to designate disease subtypes associated with certain types of flow disease patterns. And that really, for the first time, started to make a real impact on the way these patients are going to be looked at in the cath lab and the treatment and therapy options available to them. So this is the kind of cath lab setup. And what these recommendations said was you need to use a catheter-based flow test. Now, that's a European stance at the moment, and we feel confident that the US will be moving in the same direction shortly. So our solution is ICOR. ICOR is a proprietary optical flow sensor that's incorporated onto a microcatheter, a rapid exchange microcatheter. It delivers a total current physiological profile. That's FFR, IMR, CFR, all the things, currently proved metrics that give an indication to the clinician of what type of treatment therapy they should be moving through. And very importantly, we've incorporated this into a microcatheter that can be deployed over a standard workhorse guide wire. So we're not changing cath lab workflow, we're not changing any of the procedures that are currently in this space. We're giving them something they know and they're familiar with. And the other important thing is we are providing better diagnosis. And history tells us you provide better diagnosis, you get better treatments. If you look at cancer as an example, once you get better cancer diagnoses, the treatments will follow along to deal with those cancer types. And this is going to be exactly the same in coronary microvascular disease. So, what have we achieved so far? Well, a lot. We're a very small little company, but we've done a lot. We've done a successful first-in-human with the iCore system. We treated 10 patients in London. We got great feedback from the clinical community and the patients, in actual fact. And we presented in 2023 at TCT in San Francisco. The market opportunity is big. There's a current market opportunity of around $1 billion, which is FFR only, a pressure-only measurement, and that's growing in a double-digit rate. We are addressing the 1 million cardiac cath lab procedures in the United States annually, but we feel there's an opportunity to increase that by making this a routine total coronary physiology profiling of each patient that goes into that lab. So we think there's an easy doubling of that there. The commercial strategy is very well laid out. We've established we're a 510K, we're a Class 2 device here. We've done a Q-sub to confirm the predicate selection last year, and we are expected to make our FDA submission by the end of the year and clearance in the first quarter of next year. We're planning to do a US clinical study. That'll be our first in human in the States, around 100 patients, and we intend to recruit some US-based clinical support specialists to support that study as well. Exit strategy, M&A is very likely. It's a very acquisitive space. I won't run through all the numbers here, but essentially there are a lot of big numbers and a lot of big names up on that slide, and they're all interested, along with others, in the coronary microvascular disease space. So this is an active area. So why am I here today? Well, we completed a 4.2 million sterling first close in February last year, and we're looking to do an A2 round, which will fund our US clinical work and the expansion of the US organization, and will strengthen our US strategy. The Series A key milestones have been we've confirmed the 510K pathway, we're finalizing the development, we've got some learnings from the trial that we're incorporating into the device, and we're looking to get FDA market clearance in Q1 of 2026. So this is a picture of the device. I won't go through this here, but essentially it's a very, very simple concept. So it's a laser-based thermo dilution methodology that we're using here. So what is our mission now? It's helping cardiologists make better decisions. I like to end on this slide because this is myself, Nancy Briefs, our chair, and Lucy Singer, our CFO. We were at JPM this year, and on the second day, they told people involved in women's health to wear something pink, and we all assembled in Union Square and had our photo taken in a big group. It was a great moment, and I've become very passionate about this whole area of women's health, which is chronically underserved. One of the things I found out amazingly last year, I showed that time cover at the beginning of my presentation. It was only in 1993, 10 years earlier, that the FDA mandated that women should be included in clinical trials. That's incredible when you think about it. It's not ancient history, it's recent history. Anyway, thank you very much for your time and attention today. I'm very happy to talk to anyone who wants to talk to me. Conversation makes this type of process much, much easier. And we're having, I'd love you to join us on our journey to what we want to achieve here in the States. Thanks.